Thank you very much for joining the fifth session of Public Speaking Excellence series. Last week we spoke about visual aids and how to create a professional visual aids using PowerPoint. And this week we will talk about how to polish your speech. Today's session is a bit light and it will contain some tips and techniques on how to make and elevate your speech from its level or its current level into an upper level where it is enhanced, more, let's say, much more interesting than it is in its current version. So let's start talking about how to polish your speech. In fact, any speech that you may have written before can be enhanced and can be put in a better version, let's say. So it's always good to go back and revise your speech, have a look at it, and see how it can be enhanced and put forward better. I have some points here, put them in front of me so I don't forget what I want to talk about. There is a speech and there is an excellent speech. So which one do you want? Yeah, of course, everybody wants to produce an excellent speech. So the first thing we tell people in order to polish their speeches and make them little bit enhanced. And by the way, the word polish comes from polishing your shoe or polishing anything you have. Yeah, so it makes it shiny. It makes it look interesting and nice. So when it comes to polishing your speech, it will be more interesting and memorable. What do I mean by interesting and memorable? I will explain this in the coming, let's say, points that I will discuss. But remember, your speech will be memorable and interesting if you go back and polish it. So the first thing that you need to do, we call it right for the ears. Right for the ears. What do we mean by that? If you read a book and if you don't understand a sentence from the book, you will go back and read it again. If you don't understand it, you read it for the second time, third time, maybe 10 times until you get the idea behind that sentence or paragraph. However, when it comes to speaking, you can't stop the speaker, or if you are the speaker, you cannot repeat it 10 times and the audience will not tell you, oh, stop, we didn't get it. If they don't get it, they don't get it. That's it. But the whole point has gone. Because when you deliver a speech, the whole idea is, and we said that before, is to deliver a message. So if your message is not sent well, then you fail in your mission. So put in your mind that you need to write for the ears. Now, so how to do that? In two ways. The first way is short words. Speaking is not showing off your muscles or the muscles of your language. You might be excellent, whether it's Arabic or English, now it doesn't matter. Okay, you might be excellent in your language. You might be very strong in your language. However, it's not the right place to show off the big words you know. Yeah, all these jargon words, all these fancy words that no one understands but you or limited people. What's the point? Yeah, it's pointless. You want from your people to understand what you are saying. Therefore, go for short words. Go for the words that are understood. For example, here, some people will say procrastination. Example, procrastination, it means delay. Yeah. Don't procrastinate your work. That means don't delay your work. So not everybody will understand. For example, it's just an example. The word procrastinate, they will understand the word delay or postpone, for example. So the first thing to make our speeches more interesting or polished much better, and again, we said it before, so let me emphasize here, depending on your audience, you need to evaluate Your audience, we said at the beginning, yeah, it's part of your preparation for any speech. Yeah, it's just an example on how to make your words shorter. The second thing, for example, I have here short sentences. Again, similarly, avoid stringing clauses together carelessly without knowing why you put, for example, this and without any punctuation, comma, or full stop. So everything follow each other, and that's wrong. Yeah, so you need to make short sentences easy to understand so your audience can follow you. Yeah, so these are two things that you need to put in your mind when it comes to polishing your speech. The second thing is go for vivid words. Now, what is vivid words? Vivid means imaginary. So you enhance your speech by putting some imaginary words. People can imagine, people can think, people can visualize, people can see what you are saying, people can smell what you are saying, people can feel what you are saying. This is a technique. I don't know, probably advanced technique for some of us, but it is a technique to make people live the speech with us. Yeah, rather than just listen, feeling bored. No, they sit, listen, and enjoy the speech as if they are in the speech with you. Now, an example here I wrote them down. I could smell the aroma of the barbecue when I was grilling the lamb chops and flipping it on the grill. Yeah, so if you look at the sentence, let's read it once more. I could smell the aroma of the barbecue is fine. Yeah, you can say that in your speech. However, when I was grilling the lamb chops and flipping them on the grill. Now you can see that just by adding the second sentences, flipping them, for example, you can imagine how you flip the lamb chops or the barbecue on the grill itself. Yeah, so this creates an imaginary word or imaginary, let's say, scene for the audience. Now the second one I have here, it was a dark night with the moon lighting the sky and the stars were scattered like pearls. Nice one. Yeah, so here you can imagine that the pearls, the stars are scattered in the sky like, pearls. The last example on how to create or make vivid words, when we go for describing people. Similarly, when you describe people, you go for the woman was too old, wrinkled face, white hair, bent back, using a wooden cane. And now you can see by adding just a few things, you can imagine how old she is, and you can easily look at her or see her by your eyes. Yeah, so these are called vivid words. Yeah, using vivid words will enhance your speech dramatically and make it look better. A second, third, maybe fourth is using rhetorical devices. Rhetorical devices are the tool used again to enhance your speech and to enhance your writing. So the first one in the rhetorical devices is simile. What is a simile? Is a comparison that uses as or like. For example, here he is as strong like a lion. Yeah, it's much better than saying he is a strong person, for example, or he is strong. So he is strong like a lion. So this is called simile. Okay, that means similar. Yeah, maybe this is how it came. The second device is the metaphor. The metaphor is similar to the simile, however, without using as or like. For example, you want to say he is a lion. So it's metaphorically, people will understand that he is strong if you are referring to. Yeah, he is a lion. The third one is alliteration. And in alliteration, the initial sounds in the words or in stressed syllables within the words are repeated. For example, here, unnoticed, unused. unnoticed, unused. Protect and preserve peace. Go, give, and grow. Yeah, this is an example of alliteration that the beginning of the words are the same. The fourth device for the rhetorical device is called the triads. The triads, that means the whole point that you want to give, or the idea you want to give, are grouped in threes, for example. Okay, let me give you an example here. We mutually pledge to each other ourselves, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Yeah, so it's our. So three, four, maybe two you can go if you want, but it's better three. That's why it's called the triads. So three sentences, they start with the same to give the same idea, or to stress on an idea. This is called triads. The rhetorical devices are advanced way or advanced technique in improving and making or enhancing your speech to an upper level. We stress in going further into probably YouTube, or reading more books or more articles with more examples in how to make your speech better, especially in rhetorical devices. One more thing that you may look at when you deliver a speech while writing it, especially so you don't fall in the trap of that big mistake people commit, that's the grammar. Now, I understand that grammar, when it comes even to Arabic, is very difficult. It's let alone the English one if it's not our language or first language. However, let's differentiate between a slip of the tongue mistake and really I don't know what I'm writing, or I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, there is a big difference between both. Now, when it comes to me, yes, I do mistakes. Many do mistakes. It's not our first language, for example, but I know that I made a mistake, for example, and I know it's a mistake, and maybe I go back and correct it. However, if it's a speech, it's not nice to go back every time and recorrect or correct whatever you are going to say. That's why we emphasize and insist on creating a speech right from the beginning by revising it many times to have a let's say a correct speech version. If you can't, it's fine, give it to someone else to have a look at, a friend or someone who can really help you out with the language. Again, there is a big difference between a slip of the tongue, that means something that suddenly by accident, or a typo that you said it or you wrote it, but you know it's wrong, but somehow it's a typing error that you have done, and between that type of an error and another error that's you don't know what you are writing. Yeah, so it's a big difference, and you can tell if people can speak or people can't speak with or without grammatical mistakes. So you must note that if you are not so good in grammar, give it to someone else, try to revise it, try to learn the grammar or the way to write properly. One piece of advice, don't go for very complicated grammatical or grammar tenses. Yeah, future perfect, for example. I don't know what's that, future perfect. Yeah, by the time I'm there, the train will have arrived. Yeah, this is a tense, it's called future perfect. Yeah, I don't know where that come from, but it's one tense in the English language. And here I'm not teaching English, and I know there are people much better than me in grammar. However, I'm good in speaking and putting let's say speeches together. But when it comes to the language, everybody knows his level. What we are saying here, just go back and revise so you can elevate your speech from its level to an upper level. If you go back and say, Hasanain, can you teach me grammar? No, I cannot teach you grammar. I'm not a grammar expert. I'm speaking expert. I can teach you how to speak. Yeah, so this point is over. Grammar, check your grammar before speaking. Jargons. What is a jargon? Jargon or a jargon is the word or jargons, words or phrases that are special for career or special field. Yeah. These are difficult words that are understood only by certain people. For example, conceptualize, yeah, means imagine. For God's sake, why don't you just say imagine? Why do you say conceptualize? Yeah, it's a very big word, so it's considered as a jargon. For example, pediatric. Pediatric. What is a pediatric? Means children's doctor. Yeah. So there are many words, and especially when it comes to also the acronyms. UAE is an acronym, yeah, United Arab Emirates, but UAE may be different things in different fields again. So it may be considered as a jargon for some people if they don't know what you are referring to. Look at these examples and go back. If you are delivering a speech where everybody is in the same level, by all means, go ahead. However, if you are delivering a public speech where different people from different maybe organizations, from different fields, they may not get it. They may not understand the meaning of conceptualize or any other word that may be considered as a jargon. So go back and check your speech prior to doing so. So this is when it comes to jargon. Polishing your speech means going back, checking your speech, and see where you can improve it. Which point may be enhanced. Now, I think I remember Lance Miller, the 2005, if I remember 2005, maybe, world champion of public speaking. For his last speech, I don't know, he mentioned how many times he rewrote his speech. I can't remember, 50, maybe 50 times or 15 times, I can't remember. But this is how he did it. Yeah, he rewrote his speech or many versions until he got his final version. And many do that. And what we say here, what we advise, that keep each version, keep it and save a new version of it. So you may need to go back to the old version. Make sure that each version is available untouched. Yeah, when you touch it, save it. You never know what could happen. You may still need to go back to the old version of the speech. Yeah, so always keep, for example, this is how I do it. I save as, for example, Mother's Day _1, Mother's Day _2, Mother's Day _3, and so on. So I keep the versions running so I know which version I reach until it's complete. No one will have a complete speech right from the first time, yeah, or a very polished speech right from the first time. Question here from Hassan: if I want good public speaker, which one first? Study English and increase your level, or start with public speaking? Okay. English first or speaking first? Abu Ali, Hasanain AlSaffar. Okay, Abu Ali, see, it's two different things, but they complete and complement each other. Public speaking is a technique. So if you start learning public speaking, that doesn't mean you will learn English in public speaking. Yeah, unless, which it could help, and I know people, the Toastmasters helped them a lot. I mean, the English Toastmaster, not the Arabic clubs. I'm talking about the English clubs in Toastmasters. Help them learning English or improving their English language. Now, of course, learning English is important. It will help you a lot. So they are linked and not linked. You see what I'm referring to? So public speaking is a technique that you learn. Yeah? So you learn public speaking regardless whether it's in English or in Arabic, or to improve your English language or not. So yes, you can learn English first, for example, and still learn, or along the side, in parallel, learn public speaking. Or you may learn public speaking and go and then enhance your English language. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I hope you got my point. Yeah, because in public speaking, as I said, public speaking is just a technique that you learn, whether then you will use it for your English language or your Arabic language. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So we go back and polishing your speech. Your speech becomes much better, higher level even. It will be solid. Yeah, solid. Many speeches that are written and then just delivered, they don't reach the quality that the speaker wants and the audience, nor the audience. So you need to always go back, hold on, open the speech once more, read it, stop by each line, stop by each word, and see how you can enhance it, how you can make it look better. You know, you need to dissect, open up, cut the speech, analyze it, look at it, and see how you can make it look better. By an example here, you know, polishing your speech is just like putting makeup. Yeah, so you may need one day, yeah, when a girl would like to look nice, yeah, she will go and put some makeup before she leaves. Yeah, so this is a similar example here. When you want to polish your speech, go back and check where or which area it needs to be enhanced. And I gave you, to summarize, as I said, today's session is a bit light. To summarize, we said, write for the ears. Yeah, so don't go for big complicated sentences or words. Go for short sentences and short words. Yeah, go for the vivid words and imaginary words where people can remember. Describe things. Yeah, describe things. Don't just say, for example, an old man. Yeah, old man, but how does he look, or how did he look? Yeah, I gave you the example. He was too old, wrinkled face, white hair, bent back. Yeah, of course with body language. Yeah, using or holding a wooden cane. Yeah, by this description the audience will remember the character. Yeah. Then we said you can go for rhetorical devices like simile, metaphor, alliteration, and triads. Then we said grammar. Yeah, look at your grammar. If you are not so good, and as I said, most of us here, and I don't know about the rest, our English is English is not our first language. So we might make mistakes, but there is a big difference between those who know that they make mistakes, like me, for example. If I make a mistake, I know it's a mistake, so I go back and correct myself. Because, example, I know the grammar, what's right, what's wrong, so I go back and correct it. However, there are people, they just stick and put words together unknowingly, without knowing which word goes first, and it's sometimes embarrassing in front of your audience if you just speak and say something that is full of grammatical mistakes. Yeah, so go back, look at your grammar. Of course, spelling, you know, they will not see it. Yeah, nobody will see it, but grammar, it's there. Finally, we said jargons. Yeah, jargons, the words that are known by certain category of people or certain people. Again, go back and check if your speech contains jargons or not. Yeah, big words like I give you example, pediatric or conceptualize. Yeah, these are big words. Not everybody knows the meaning of them. Yeah, this is a summary of today's session, which I said it's light. However, it's very important. I highly recommend every individual who would love or would like to go into the public speaking field with good speeches, enhanced speeches, they should go and revise their speeches once more and look at the areas of improvement and the areas where they can polish their speeches. I'm open for questions if we have before we go. Yes, even presenters. Thank you, Mahmoud. Yeah, presenters, if they have presentations, they need to check spellings as well. If they are going to present using PowerPoints, It's very important, and especially if the grammar is shown on the slides, then they have to check their grammar before presenting it. It's a bit embarrassing because the slide will be there, at least saying something wrong grammatically will be said and gone, finish. But if it's written, people will look at the slide for maybe 2-3 minutes with the same mistake there. And believe me, people spot the mistakes immediately. Okay, no questions? If no question, then I will see you next week. Next week will be the last session of the series, Public Speaking Excellence series. And next week will be about how to become an MC, Master of Ceremonies. Of course, any speaker, one day, he or she may be asked to become an MC, a Master of Ceremonies, to present the speakers. So he or she may need some techniques. So we'll be talking about that next week, inshallah. Yes, Mr. Mahmoud, what's your question? What would you advise people who want to deliver a perfect speech from the first time? Okay, it's a good question here. Perfect speech from the first time. The simple answer, no one will be perfect from the first time. No one is perfect from the first time. I remember to become a specialist. Now, let me remember the number. To become a specialist or professional in any field, you need around, that's why I will say the two numbers because I can't remember, either 40,000 or 4,000 hours of experience. I think it's 4,000 or 40,000 hours of experience. Yeah. So imagine if you want to become perfect from the first time. Yeah. So no, don't rush. Take the success step by step. Yeah. And you will be close to perfection by the end because no one is perfect. Yeah. You can become excellent. You can become professional, but no one can become perfect. Yeah. There will be always a chance for mistakes. However, mistakes vary depending on the level you are at. Yeah. So this is to answer. How to choose a topic? It depends on the place, my friend Abu Ali. It depends on the place. It depends on the event. Yeah. It could be an open, let's say, area of topics. You may choose your own topic. You could be asked to deliver that topic. So sometimes there is no choice. However, when it comes to choosing a topic, choose a topic that's close to your heart. Choose a topic that you can talk about. Choose a topic that you love. So you need to look inside yourself, and see what can you talk about. Yeah, ask yourself this question: what can I talk about? Yeah, and then go and check your level of knowledge about this topic, where maybe you need to add more, maybe you need to read more, research more about it, or maybe what you know is enough for you to talk about. So choosing a topic may be either open for you, or you may be asked to deliver a topic. Yeah. What else? Abu Ahmed, place and occasion. Yeah, it depends on the place and the occasion, of course. No more questions? How can we be more creative in answering? If I can understand from your question, how can you be more creative in answering questions during the presentation or during speeches? It depends on two things. I refer to them all the times. Zainab, it depends on your general knowledge and your core knowledge, both of them. I don't know if you have attended my previous sessions. Core knowledge is what you know and can't say I don't know. General knowledge is the knowledge that is surrounding your core knowledge. Yeah, something additional. Now, how to become creative? Again, it depends on your experience in answering or dealing with such situations. I can see here Abu Ahmed writing table topics or TTs. Yes, it's a technique we have in the Toastmaster. This technique helps us understand the or know the best way, the best technique in answering questions or becoming more creative in answering questions. I am very precise in answering. I don't like to say more than I need. What's wrong in that, Zainab? Yes, I mean, if your answer is satisfying your audience, then why do you need to say more? So you have to feel satisfied behind what you are saying. And sometimes it's good just to be into the point, yeah? Direct and to the point. No need to say more. So don't feel bad about it. If you need to elaborate, then maybe they will ask you to elaborate more, then it's a chance for you to elaborate. However, if you are satisfied with your answer, what's the point of going, stretching your answer more and more? Stick to what you have. Yeah, I remember having to talk for 2 minutes in the table topics. Yes, it's 1 to 2 minutes. It's 1 to 2 minutes in table topics. احدهم اخبرني انه لا يعرف انجليزي. استاذ حسنين ضع عنوانك على اليوتيوب. حلو. Okay, my YouTube channel is available in my Instagram, so they can go back. It's Hasanain Speak and Lead Hasanain AlSaffar. I will write it just now. Speak and lead, and then followed by my name, Hasanain AlSaffar. So okay, this is my YouTube channel. Yeah. Yes, Zainab. Elaborating and being more creative. As I said, if you want to elaborate, you need to go back and check your core knowledge. Like what I'm doing now. Now I stopped answering your question, and then well, I didn't stop, but I answered your question, and then you asked me to elaborate, and I am elaborating now based on my knowledge. Yeah. So if you know your core knowledge about that topic, and an example here, my core knowledge, for example, is public speaking. So you are asking me in my core knowledge how to elaborate more. And the answer is depending on your knowledge, and mainly on your core knowledge. That's the knowledge that you know about it. So it's an ocean. It should be an ocean of knowledge, or adding to it the general knowledge to it. What is the title of this live? It's how to polish your speech, Miss Dalal. How to polish your speech, how to enhance your speech, how to make it look better, polishing your speech. This is the title of this live. And it's a part of our series, Public Speaking Excellence series. Today is episode number 5, and next week we'll have episode number 6. Yeah, I hope, Zainab, I answered your question. Yeah, if you want to elaborate more, dig down deep to your knowledge. Yeah, the more you dig, the more you get more information to say. Good. You are welcome. Any more question? If no more questions, then we call it the day, and we'll see you next week, inshallah. It could be either, it could maybe Wednesday or Thursday. We'll see the time, and it will be the last session, and then we start another probably series with something else in Arabic, inshallah, the week after. So we'll do one series of Arabic, one series of English. So we finished the Arabic just after Ramadan, and we started this English version of the same one, and then next week we'll have the last session of the series, and inshallah we start the Arabic one the week after, and we'll pick a topic and announce it. So today's session will be in my IGTV and will be in my YouTube channel. So thank you very much. You can talk to everyone about it, so they can probably like and share and subscribe in my channels. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. See you next week, inshallah. مع السلامة.